Nissan slashed its annual outlook Thursday after reporting a 99% plunge in first quarter profits. That's as deep discounting in the US shredded the Japanese automakers' margins. Nissan's shares fell following the results, which were far short of analyst expectations.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. A pressing issue that has been shaking the automotive world again and again re the mass layoffs and poor sales. And I'm going to discuss today what it all means for the future of the industry, with major players like GM, Stellantis and Nissan are facing serious challenges as the auto cycle is causing a seismic shift. So in this video, we'll explore how these issues are impacting the job market in particularly, and I'm going to offer best practices that can help these companies weather the storm. They won't listen to me, but being a part of Toyota's executive at one point at a dealership, I think I gathered a certain amount of experience to impart the knowledge on those who want to listen and take them into consideration. If you've been around, I actually issued a lot of this information in my earlier videos from around a year or two ago. I need to revisit those and then go back to them, but they're all there on my channel listing. You can look at them. Plus, we'll look at how competitors like Toyota and Hyundai are navigating these choppy waters. So if you're really passionate about the automotive industry or concerned about the job market, stick around for this in-depth analysis that I will try to give, again, based on my personal experience. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and like and share. The algorithm will really appreciate it. Now, Nissan appears to be in a very precarious position, as recent reports indicate that the company is losing almost every dollar it makes, with profits plummeting by a staggering 99% in just the last quarter alone. And this drop has forced Nissan to offer buyouts to salaried workers and throw massive incentives at customers in a desperate bid to maintain sales. This sounds very familiar, don't it? These short-term fixes are not enough to solve the underlying issue. Let's take a look at our first feature and then we'll come right back.
Nissan slashed its annual outlook Thursday after reporting a 99% plunge in first quarter profits. That's as deep discounting in the US shredded the Japanese automakers' margins. Nissan's shares fell following the results, which were far short of analyst expectations. Operating profit for April to June was just $6.5 million. That was just a fraction of the roughly $1 billion profit predicted ahead of the results. It marks Nissan's worst quarterly performance in more than 3 years. While global sales remained even year-on-year at 787,000 vehicles, the profit from those sales was hit by an increase in discounts and marketing costs. That's as Nissan tried to ride out intense competition, particularly in the US. The automaker, which has struggled in the US, said sales were also hurt by an aging portfolio and a market shift to hybrid vehicles. However, the firm's CEO told Reuters that Nissan plans to bolster sales with fresh models in the second half of the year. Despite this, investors will now likely worry about the carmaker's outlook in the United States. That concern adds to Nissan's woes in China, where it has seen tough competition from domestic rivals. Shares in the company tumbled around 11% at one point, before finishing down 7%. Their biggest one-day decline since February.
Now, the US and China, which typically account for over half of Nissan's sales volumes, they're not responding to the company's current strategy. And even with attractive incentives like 0% financing, customers are simply not buying Nissan vehicles as they used to. And this had led to significant financial losses, with the company only managing to pull in a meager $6.5 million in profit compared to $835 million the previous year. Meanwhile, Stellantis is also feeling the heat, announcing layoffs layoffs for nearly 2,500 workers at a plant in Detroit, and the company is ending production of the Ram 1500 classic truck, a model that has been a staple in their lineup. Now, this story I covered in my last video, plus much more about Stellantis and other legacy makers over the last 12 months alone. When you're comparing last year to the first half of this year, things are not looking that bright, and actually it's going down a deep, dark path. So the move is a part of a broader strategy to cut costs and to refocus their efforts on more profitable ventures. And these are just politically correct terms to say we effed up. But the decisions raises questions about the company's understanding of the US market, especially given the ongoing popularity of trucks. But the decision raises questions about the company's understanding of the US market, especially given the ongoing popularity of trucks and a knee-jerk reaction to the EV mandate. Most legacy automakers went ahead with it. The broader impact on the job market is that these layoffs are just the tip of the iceberg. So as automakers like Nissan and Stellantis, they grapple with declining sales and dissemination of disposable income. That is basically what is affecting the car market right now. High inflation, high interest rate. It is cutting into the disposable income of many, which they don't have right now. The job market in the automotive sector is taking a severe hit, and thousands of workers are being displaced, and the ripple effects are being felt across the entire communities that depend on these jobs. Moreover, the shift towards EVs and automation is amplifying the problem. So while EVs represent the future of the industry, they also require fewer workers to produce. Hence why most of these plants who are restructuring and refocusing their efforts into other plants as they shift towards EVs, they will require less workers. And this shift is leading to a reduction in traditional manufacturing roles, and the demand for highly skilled labor in high-tech heavy roles is increasing. Unfortunately, this transition is not happening fast enough to absorb the displaced workforce currently happening. Now, learning from Toyota and Hyundai, what can companies like Nissan and Stellantis do to turn things around? So we're going to look at Toyota and Hyundai, two automakers that have managed to stay competitive even in these challenging times. So what we're going to do is take a look at this maybe 45-second video. Take a look at this.
South Korean automobile manufacturer Kia's sales of electric vehicles in the U.S. showed the brand's solid popularity in the American market. According to recent data from the Korea Automobile Manufacturers Association on Monday, the South Korean automobile manufacturer sold twice as many EVs in the U.S. between January and July this year compared to last year, with its EV9 model accounting for 34% of its total EV sales. Now, this puts Hyundai Motor Group's total share of the EV market in the U.S. at over 11%. And during the same period, the EV market in the U.S. showed a growth of 0.9% year-on-year overall.
Yeah, like I said, it was just a quick 45-second video. Now, Toyota and Hyundai have successfully diversified their offerings, which includes gasoline, hybrid, and EVs. And this strategy allows them to cater to a wider range of consumers and adapt to changing market demands. Now, Nissan, on the other hand, has been slow to innovate, which with only 2 EVs in their entire lineup. And to stay competitive, Nissan must accelerate its plans to introduce more hybrids, more R&D to introduce affordable EVs, while also improving its gasoline-powered models. What they don't realize is that consumers today expect more from their vehicles. So modern interiors, user-friendly technology, and advanced safety features are what customers actually want. And don't forget cheap prices. Toyota and Hyundai have excelled in delivering these, while Nissan has lagged behind. So by investing in research and development and focusing on what the consumers actually want. Nissan can rebuild its brand image, and attract more buyers. Now, Stellantis' decision to cut production of their Ram 1500 Classic might make sense from a cost-saving perspective, but it's very crucial to balance short-term financial goals with long-term market presence. Let me explain. Toyota and Hyundai have managed to keep cost in check without sacrificing product quality or market relevance. However, the theft of their vehicles in high volumes do raise concerns over safety feature, and at the same time, Toyota is currently facing high investigation and lawsuits into some of the information that was not submitted during its manufacturing process. Now, to wrap this up, the automotive industry is at a crossroads. We all see it. It happens between every 5 to 10 years, but it has happened a lot sooner than expected, and it has been amplified by the recent pandemic. For companies like Nissan and Stellantis, the choices they make today will determine whether they thrive or merely survive in the years to come. Two strategies their executives need to employ. One, best practices, the other, benchmarking. I can't elaborate on that even more. Toyota even went a step further and implemented a third strategy, which is respect for people, where suggestions from the ordinary employee directly impacted sales performances. They actually valued what people wanted to say, because what they offered was the buy-in perspective that once you work there, it is in your vested interest to see that this company stays afloat in order to collect that salary and maintain the roof over your head and the lifestyle you so want your family to enjoy. The thing is, you may not like some of the suggestions, but you can respect the fact that if they are shared, there's genuine concern about job security and performances, something we have directly thrown away, especially the part about respecting one's opinion. What are your thoughts on the future of Nissan and Stellantis? Do you think they can turn things around, or are we witnessing the beginning of the end of these automotive giants who have been a staple in the automotive industry? As usual, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide. Please smash that like button on your way out. It will only take you 1.5 seconds to do so. Until next time.